to the Dad and Daughter podcast channel right here on YouTube. I'm Dad. How you doing? Florida police Florida police under fire as video of black man punched, dragged by deputies during traffic stop goes viral. Yeah, and there was other creators that already did this story, but I was waiting for more of the story to come out because certain demographic people only saw the driver's video and automatically jumped on the bandwagon. Oh, police brutality. He was compliant. Bullshit. He was complying. You have your door open, talking to the officers, then decide, no, I'm not getting out the car, shut the door. Okay, that starts resisting. All right? You guys need to actually learn that. A cell phone video showing a white police officer in Jacksonville, Florida, striking a black man in the face during a February traffic stop before officers dragged the driver from his car has sparked outrage online as conflicting accounts of the incident have emerged. And through the video at the top is the video. Okay, the video at the top is the police cam footage. But the video that first came out was of the driver, only showing his side of the story, and that's the side the other black people took. Not the decent black people. The other black people. And I don't know, maybe some white people too on that side. Not sure. I didn't read all the comments on the other creators' video of it. The video, in which 22-year-old driver McNeil Jr. took from inside his car, is a clear depiction of brutality, says his civil rights lawyer Ben Crump and Harry Daniels, and comes as law enforcement officials, from masked ICE agents to local police officers, have been scrutinized for their use of force, particularly against people of color. Well, gee, I wonder why. I'm going to say this again at the end of the video because I did thumb through this article as I did in the next article that you are going to see. But the only time people exercise their constitutional rights for thinking they can disobey an officer's orders, whatever, is when they done something wrong or is doing something wrong. Okay? And you'll find out why I say that at the end of this video. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office argued the video does not show the full context of the situation. When it's a white on black crime and is being filled by the black point of view, it never shows the full story anyway. And yes, I am outside, as you can see, and there's insects flying all around. Yes, there absolutely was force used by the arresting officers, and yes, the force was ugly, Sheriff T.K. Waters said Monday at a news conference. Just because force is ugly does not mean it's unlawful or contrary to policy. Though, if it's a white cop especially, but if it's a cop on black and force is used, oh, it's automatically ugly. Automatically all cops are bad and whatever. All cops are here to harm, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you people that say that, I hope you never need a cop because they're going to know who's been dogging them, and they're probably going to be reluctant to help you when you actually need it. So yeah, stay mad, keep doing what you're doing, see how far that gets you. The sheriff said he would not stay silent while facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. Okay, good job, officer. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows that people are always against the police, blah, 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 because, oh no, people of color are always getting beat up. Well, gee, I wonder why. I've seen people, white people get brutalized by police because they doing the same shit black people are doing. But yet it's only black people getting the butt end of the police brutality. So anyways, McNeil, along with his family and legal team, are calling on the sheriff's office to immediately terminate the officer who struck the young man. Crump told CNN on Wednesday, I'm going to say fuck you, because people need to start doing what they're told and listen to directions. Okay? Alright. The sheriff cannot justify this. He cannot condone this. You must condemn this, Crump said. I mean, there is no way you can say this reflects your policies, your training, your values. This is very disturbing on every level. And in the other article, the Sheriff Waters, I always want to put an L in there, did say he can neither condemn or condone, because it's still under investigation. But anyways, that's covered in the next section. So anyways, here's what we know, what videos show. Police body cam video released Monday shows McNeil opening his car door to speak with an officer who tells him he was pulled over for driving without his headlights or seatbelt on. Florida law states drivers must use seatbelts when operating a car and use headlights from sunset to sunrise in cases of rain, smoke, or fog. It's daylight, I don't need the lights, and it's not weather, it's not raining, McNeil says in the video. McNeil asked the officer to call his supervisor, refused to give him his license, and closed his door. He locked it as the officer asked him to step out of the vehicle, body cam video shows. That's because he was driving on a suspended license and whatever else may or may not have been in the car. He shut his door, like I'll say in the second clip. That started McNeil resisting officers. Yes, without violence, but still resisting nonetheless. And after I get done with this video, I gotta take a package inside delivered. The UPS man showed up with a package, and now I gotta take that inside after the video. Anyway, open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window, the officer says as another patrol car pulls up in front of McNeil's vehicle. McNeil was warned 7 times that he was under arrest and needed to open his door, Waters said. Now, he was warned 7 times. 7 times. But the other black people isn't seeing that. They only saw McNeil's footage of police brutality on a black man, and that's the only thing they want to see. Do they go after, do these other black people look at other evidence out there? No, they don't. No, they don't. Just as simple with George Floyd. Here comes the autopsy report saying he overdosed. overdosed on fentanyl, nonetheless. Oh, I'll just stick to the video. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see how black you are. Anyways, the video from inside McNeil's car begins with him sitting in the driver's seat, talking to another officer through the passenger window. He asked the officer to show him the law stating that he must have his headlights on. Okay, he lives in Florida. It's a driving road, this said, from sunset to sunrise. And he's asking for them to show that law. Anyway. One officer then says he's going ahead with breaking the window, according to the body cam footage. All right, go for it, the second officer is heard saying. Seconds later, the driver's window is smashed in. McNeil is punched in the face. Yes, I did see that. I did see that part. Yes, he was punched. And officers opened the door and pulled him to the ground next to his car, striking his face again. I did not see that part, so I can't say yay or nay on that. McNeil's video shows. McNeil's lawyers say he sustained a tooth fracture, concussion, and a traumatic brain injury. He also had cognitive impairment and short-term memory deficits after the traffic stop, they added. The body camera footage released Monday didn't show the initial strike between the arresting officer and McNeil, Waters admitted. And I also got something else to say at the end of the video too. McNeil was arrested following the incident on February 19th and charged with resisting a police officer without violence, driving on a suspended license, and possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, Waters said. The next day he pleaded guilty to the resisting and suspended license charges. Thrown punches and a large knife. D. Bowers, the arresting officer who pulled McNeil over, made no mention of McNeil being punched in his face being punched in his police report. He wrote that the suspect, McNeil, refused to comply, which led him to break the window to open the driver's door. Physical force was applied to the suspect and he was taken to the ground, Bowers continued. A second officer, however, described in a separate report 6 punches to McNeil's leg before he stopped resisting, according to the Associated Press. He simply asked for a supervisor and then they break his window and they beat him, yet somehow the report failed to mention that, McNeil's lawyers said in a statement. Bowers' report also claimed McNeil was reaching for the floorboard of the vehicle where a large knife was sitting. As he was removed from the car, deputies found a knife while they searched McNeil's vehicle after taking him into custody, according to police reports. Crump and Daniels said Bowers' report that McNeil reached towards the knife was fabrication, according to the AP. The only time he moves at all is when the officer knocks him over by punching him in his face, they said. Then this young man calmly sits back straight and holds his empty hands up. When asked Monday about what he saw in the footage, Waters, the sheriff, said he couldn't see where McNeil's hands were. An investigation 5 months later. Waters said McNeil hadn't filed a complaint or shared his video with the department before it was released on social media. Had he done so, he said, the department would have started an investigation. The sheriff said the cell phone footage showed there were aspects of the arrest the department needed to investigate, but said he assumed the video was intended to inflame the public. The context of this video should tell you everything you need to know, he said. A criminal investigation at the sheriff's office began Sunday as soon as it became aware of the viral footage, Walters said, adding the state attorney's office determined Monday no officers involved in the arrest violated any criminal laws. An administrative review over whether the deputies violated department policies is also ongoing, Walters said. The arresting officer has been stripped of his law enforcement authority pending the outcome of administrative review, according to the sheriff. McNeil's attorney, Daniels, said he was disgusted but not surprised by the actions of the officers. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has a long history of this kind of needless violence and brutality, Daniels said in a news release. Well, Jesus, look at how many people think they can disobey them. And you want to hold the officers accountable for the actions that they take? Why don't you start holding these stupid-ass retards accountable for making the police use force? Dipshits. It should be obvious to anyone watching this video that William McNeil wasn't a threat to anyone, Crump added. He was calmly exercising his constitutional rights, and they beat him for it. Yeah, like I said, and probably said in the other clip, the only time people like this exercise their constitutional rights, or even walking down the sidewalk exercising their constitutional rights, is if they have something to hide. McNeil knew he was driving on a suspended license, but hey, let's drive a car anyway because I'm black and I can do what I want and get away with it. I can resist police because I don't have to talk to them. Yes, there were drugs in the car. There was a knife in the car. I think that the marijuana charge was dropped. I think that it had said. But anyway, yeah, we'll start holding police accountable for their brutality when jackasses like this, white and black, start being held accountable for them resisting, said police. So you can sit and spin on that one. Anyhow, but yeah, if they know they're doing something wrong, that's the only time they exercise their constitutional rights. And I also did see other creators say, okay, yeah, they saw the video. They possibly saw both videos. And they even said, oh yeah, they came on stating, oh, McNeil's got his lawyers, they're suing the cops, brutality, blah, 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 right? I saw the videos. There ain't no way in hell he's getting money. He ain't getting nothing. He's not getting nothing. He ain't winning this case. So, yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. Just because he was driving without a license, he was driving on a suspended license, and peacefully resisting. Oh yeah, he has no case. He has no case. But Ben Crump doesn't want to see that because Ben Crump only saw a white officer on a black man. Oh no, that automatically violated his civil rights. So I would actually love, and probably the other content creators, I would actually love to follow this trial. So, oh yeah, as soon as I know anything, about this trial or about what's going forward. I will do a video. I will be back. I will do a video, and I'll keep you guys updated. But yes, there are other content creators also covering this story with different views, different opinions. It's just, who you like, who you watch, be it Officer Tatum or Would It Be TV. I think it's ABL, Anthony Brian Logan or something like that. I haven't seen that guy in a while, so I hope he's good. But anyhow, yes, there will be coverage of this story one way, shape, or form or another. So, and then we have this. Jacksonville Sheriff airs video of traffic stop arrest after stressing need for context. Jacksonville police are reviewing a traffic stop and arrest that inflamed an online audience, but prosecutors have decided the arresting officer did not commit any crimes, Sheriff T.K. Waters said July 21st. The problem is that people are going to go by the first thing they see, and depending on the demographic of these people, that's the only thing they're going to see, especially when it's a white on black crime or whatever. And those same people that want to complain about police brutality, well, look at how you treat them. What do you want them to do? Give you a fucking ice cream cone and let you go free? Hell no. That ain't good. That's not how it works. One video devoid of context can be very misleading, Waters told reporters after screening body cam footage from 3 officers connected to the February 19th arrest of William Anthony McNeil Jr. Video shot inside McNeil's car, apparently recorded by the driver, which again, that's the only video everyone saw, because, oh, here comes the police cam footage. Oh, no one wants to see that. The only thing they want to see from that one, oh, here's the officer breaking the window. That was excessive. Here comes a punch. Yes, it was a punch. I did see that part myself. That was excessive. But you guys think resisting either violently or peacefully is okay? Because you somehow think you don't have to comply with officers. You think you don't have to listen to them or anything. And you wonder why cops beat your ass all the time? Wow. You people amaze me. Prompted almost 2,000 comments and thousands of likes after being posted on Instagram and drawing attention to the encounter, which ended with a window being broken on the locked car door and McNeil ending up on the ground under officers' control. Because, yeah, he had the door open. Oh, step out of the car. Oh, I got a better idea. Let's close the door and not do shit. But yeah, you guys play the victim. How's that working for your retarded asses? McNeil, 22, retained civil rights attorneys Ben Crump and Harry Daniels. The lawyers, publicists reported in an email where the pair called for public release of video of the arrest. Wow, I wonder how Ben Crump feels defending someone that's actually guilty. This wasn't law enforcement, it was brutality, and it was also a person resisting arrest after resisting direct orders. All video from JSO should be released to ensure there is transparency for McNeil and the community, said a statement attributed to the legal team. It added that we demand full accountability from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and justice for William McNeil Jr. And we, the people, demand accountability for those who think, oh, I can resist whenever I want because I don't have to do what I'm told. 2 days after his arrest, McNeil pleaded guilty to resisting police without violence and driving with a suspended license, court records show. He was sentenced to 2 days already served in jail, and a misdemeanor marijuana charge was dropped. During an evening news conference, the sheriff said he knew nothing of McNeil's arrest until July 20th, when he was notified about a social media post describing the arrest, but showing only a portion of the encounter. Now, here's what you people don't want to see. McNeil pleaded guilty to resisting police without violence and driving with a suspended license. That's why he didn't want to ID himself. That's why he kept repeating his question, call supervisor, call supervisor, call the supervisor. But you guys don't want to see that. I already know the reason why. I'm waiting for you guys to answer. He said McNeil had done enough within the first 21 seconds of his contact with police to justify a resisting charge, but the sheriff's office was still looking at whether there had been problems with the police response that should be addressed administratively. The sheriff said McNeil hadn't filed a complaint about his handling during the arrest. If he had, Waters said, we would have been all over that. Waters said he could neither condone or condemn officers' actions during the stop and arrest because it was still under review by Waters said that he could neither condone nor condemn officers' actions during the stop and arrest because it was still under review by his agency. The video Waters released followed Officer D.J. Bowers' engagement with McNeil, whom Bowers told he had stopped around Commonwealth Avenue for not having headlights on during inclement weather. Now, I will say this. Either watching the driver's video or the police video, what inclement weather. I mean, it wasn't bright, but it was still clear enough to see. It was probably about the same daylight as you would see, like if it was a cloudy day. Yeah, but that was inclement weather. Yeah, that part gets me also. After McNeil said headlights weren't needed and Bowers told him to step out of the vehicle, McNeil answered, no, and told the officer to call his supervisor. Uncooperative adult driver, Bowers said into his radio, apparently advising someone of the situation. Again being told to step out, the driver answered no and closed the door. That's where the resisting began, saying no. Step out of the car. No. Then repeatedly step out the car. No. Then close the door. That's where the resisting came in. But like I said, certain demographic people refuse to see that part because they don't. They don't want to see what the driver did. Let's just see what the cops did. Bowers put his hand on the door and radioed that it was locked. About 45 seconds later, Bowers said, "Right now you're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take, the worse it's going to be. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window." Bowers said about 35 seconds later, then repeatedly ordered the driver to open the door and said the driver was under arrest for resisting. More than 2 minutes later, after more officers arrived, and another officer talked to McNeil and told him he had to get out, Bowers told a colleague he was about to break the window and was told, "All right, go for it," and smashed the window, unlocking the door and pulling the driver out. You resist, guys? That's what you get. That's what you get. Oh no, police brutality, but let's not see what a black person does for the cops to be forceful with you. We're black, they're supposed to give us an ice cream cone and tell us good job and send us on our way. Fuck you. Black fatigue, ghetto fatigue, or whatever you want to call it, yeah. Video from McNeil's appeared to show his head was hit by a hand or fist. Now this part I did see, yes, it looked more like a fist. Before he got out of the car. Then again, during a scuffle, he ended up on the ground with several officers around him, one of whom radioed for a rescue unit to look at a cut on his lip. Yes. Still, he did not get out of the car on his own. Okay. Because he's black, cops are white, and oh no, let's automatically say all cops are bad, including the black ones, because they're cops. Because they're against us, they're coming after us. But if they're, like I said, it goes back to what I saw a video years ago. Mom was a mom, I don't know single or married, but was raising her kids, and she was always telling them that the cops are here to serve and protect. The minute something happened, the cops came up and only saw them out, and not knowing what was fully understanding what was going on, put them in cuffs and probably in the backseat of the car. I don't know, because it's been that long ago. She was then telling her kids, "Oh, the police are here to harm." Wow. So anyways. Wow. People want police brutality to stop, but yet people still think they can resist all they want. Because they think they don't have to talk to cops. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here, guys, so I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Peace.